is it just goes back to the basics, fundamentals, technique. But it's also time to do some experimentation with certain personnel packages and stuff, and we're getting more of these tight end bodies. So it's been fun getting to kind of mess around with this stuff. So I think where we're at is right on track. I think after this week, these next 2 practices, I think we're going to have a lot of good conversations about all the installation that we're putting in. So today's going to be a big installation day. Thursday's going to be the same as well. So it'll be fun because, when you get into the spring game, it's all generic and everybody basically base back, and you only call about 3 different plays. So it'll be fun to see where we go in these next 2 weeks.
You've been through this before, so when you experiment, how much of the experimentation do you keep in? How much do you say, okay, that didn't work? You think you keep 50%, 80%?
I think we've had a lot of good discussions about it. It's kind of been going on since January. I do like where we're at. You never say never, but I think a lot of this stuff that we're putting in, a lot of it's going to stick and continue on with the season next year.
Does that have to do with the team you are facing that week? That you try some things during spring and say, well, we've got this in our repertoire, now we can pull it out for so-and-so?
Yeah, no, that's a lot of it. A lot of the installation that you do, the plays that you put in, you kind of look at your schedule and be like, how many times will you use this throughout the course of the year? And you'll be like, all right, we're going to use this versus these certain teams. So this is going to be a good play. It may not look very good versus our defense, but it'll be good versus the other teams that have a different philosophy on the defensive side. So it's been fun where, in terms of the conversations we've had as a staff on what's going to help us, especially in the long run.
It seems like you had the tight ends this year that you haven't had in the past. Is that something that really gets you thinking more about, well, here, we can do this now?
I think you can do a lot more when you get the tight end element. I started doing a lot of that when I was at Texas A&M. I didn't have very many tight ends at Cal, but last year we really had one true tight end body. You weren't going to put Eli in those situations, being 245, 250 pounds, and put him in an attached tight end. Now we're getting to these tight end bodies that are 270 pounds and that they can move, and you can get real multiple with things. You can still have a run threat, but with the added dimension, and where they can stretch the field and get out on pass concepts. So I've always been a big fan of tight ends. I think with the way we've recruited and where we're at now, we're getting them, probably when we get to fall camp, we're going to have 6'4", 6'5" tight end bodies going into fall camp. So I think that's exactly where we want to be.